You be in my video? Yeah. Are you the most handsomest boy? Okay. You're doing fiddle paws. Yeah. Are you the best Bruno? You're the handsome. You're so handsome. Roro, come here. Yeah, come here. Can you fit? Come here. Yes. Look. Look. Oh, he's a good boy. Oh, he's the best boy who loves his neck scratched. Yes, he does. That's so handsome. I do a handsome. You do yours. Your head looks ginormous compared to mine. Hold on. This is more accurate. This is more accurate. Ah! Bruno does not care. He runs over my stuff. Yeah, you were stepping on all the Christmas ornaments and all my seeds. I think he does it out of spite. Do you do it out of spite? I think you do. Oh, it's so handsome. Thank you for the kisses. Hi. That was perfect. Thank you. Hi. No. Do you need to go potty? Do you need to go outside? Do you want to go outside? Yeah, that's a yes. I'll be back. Good morning, guys. Hey, it is Maggie, and I am back today, and per usual, as soon as I start talking. Hi. Oh no! Double trouble! Ah! Okay, this is not going as planned. Hi, buddy. You already had your moment in front of the that was a big paw. He doesn't realize that he's not like the size of a chihuahua. Buddy, you're like 95 pounds. Can you please sit and be a good boy? He's like 8 or 9 years old. Still a big old puppy. Yeah, can you be a good boy? That was his answer. Hi guys, it's Maggie. And I am back today. And of course I have dogs. The other two are still upstairs sleeping. I actually kind of made Bruno mad. Yeah, Dixie, you tell him. All right, hold on. Buddy, you have to stop. Can you come over here, please? Thank you. Hi, Dixie. Okay, clearly I have very loving dogs. The other two are upstairs, still asleep. Sorry, I got a little tickle in my throat. Hi, Dixie. Yeah, she doesn't do kisses as much. Her kisses are rare. Yeah. But as soon as Zach woke up today, I wanted to get the sheets in the wash. And Bruno was lying on my side of the bed, head on my pillow. And I turned on the lights with our fan. And it's the brightest light in there. And Bruno just looked at me like, are you serious? Are you serious right now? And he takes his paw and puts it over his eyes. Kid you not. So I had to get him out of bed so I could get the sheets. And he was not too happy. But obviously that didn't last long because now he's out of bed and he's happy and trying to be on camera. Dixie. Dang. Oh. She's trying to get me to pet her. Okay, Dixie, go over here. And that's not helpful. That's not helpful. Come on, lay down. Thank you. No, see, you're knocking the camera over. You're trying to be cute and you're knocking the camera over. Come here. I would like to give you guys a plant update from last week, but... Oh, and she's done with me. She just walked away. Okay, fine. Now my camera looks like it's tilted. She just went upstairs. She's probably going to take a nap. These tongs. Oh my gosh. Okay, as I was trying to say, wanted to give you guys a plant update from last week because things are growing and I'm very excited about it. I didn't get nearly as much as I wanted done this weekend because this weekend I wanted to start winter sowing, which I'll show you a little bit of. But of course, our front door is a revolving door where people are always coming to visit and another friend wants to come visit. So we have to get the whole house together. And of course, I just like tore up the guest bedroom because I was trying to get my filming set up in there. So now I have to undo everything that I just did because I wasn't expecting anybody for a while. I just need a break. I need a break from people coming over, but it's fine. But now I kind of have to shift my whole week of, okay, I need to get a lot of work done because I like to do a lot of stuff on the weekends when it comes to work. It's just a quieter time. And I won't be able to do that next weekend, so I kind of had to prep a bit. So anyways, winter sowing did not happen as much as I wanted to. It happened some. My ostomy is being very loud right now. Normally I tuck it into my leggings, but I just took a shower not too long ago, so I'm like letting my ostomy dry. And it's being loud. It's being loud. Probably because I'm drinking coffee, but yeah. So anyways, I gotta tell you about all the things growing. Everything that I planted inside last week. I did get the second shelf set up. Got all the lights on it, so it is, yeah, that hallway is taken up. There's no way I can film there. Hence why I'm doing this sitting on the floor in front of a space heater. Honestly, a lot more comfortable. But the thing that shot up the quickest when it comes to the seeds that I planted was all of the broccoli, like all the brassicas basically. The only problem I had was it seems like my grow lights are not strong enough or they're not close enough to the broccoli seedlings, especially for the broccoli rabe. They are so leggy. So what I did was I took both of my brassica trays. I did a cauliflower, 2 different types of broccoli, and a Brussels sprout. I put them in our sunniest windows. I took them out of the hallway, the warm hallway, because for them, they don't need a lot of heat. They'll be good. I'm hoping that just natural sunlight will help them better than what my grow lights will do. And I may just replant them because you'll see they are leggy. Yeah, I'm probably going to put some new seeds in there. Thankfully, I have plenty. Something else kind of cool that I did was last summer, I dug up a few of my pepper plants. I showed you the bell pepper plants that I dug up that actually had bell peppers on them. But my little bikino, I think that's how it's pronounced, like a little yellow pear-shaped pepper, that I took one of the plants inside, and it's actually beautiful. I'm looking at it right now because it's over on that windowsill across the room, but it's got all these little flowers on it, so I faked some wind. I like shook the plant to try and get it to self-pollinate, so hopefully we'll have cute little peppers. I don't particularly eat a lot of peppers other than bell peppers I really like. So what I was thinking, if I can get this little, it looks like a little tree, if I can get it really beautiful, covered in peppers, I want to give it to my dad because he likes that kind of stuff. He's always liked bonsai trees, and while this is not obviously a bonsai, it looks like a little tree with tiny little peppers, so I thought that would be cool. So yeah, as for other seedlings that are actually still in the warm hallway on all of my shelves, I have a lot going on. As for the rest of my peppers though that I planted from seed, nothing has popped up yet. They can take a while to germinate, but if I don't see anything by probably next weekend, I'm gonna up the temperature in that hallway because I'm wondering if at night it gets a little too cool in there. I don't think it should. It's like, what is it, 61 degrees in our house. We keep it cold. Plus, it doesn't help when our radiators downstairs don't work. Hence, the space heater. But yeah, we have our house very cool, but that hallway is probably 15 degrees warmer. So I'm hoping I'll see something by next weekend. If not, I'll do that, or I'll get a heat mat, something like that. I have one down in the basement that I can grab. So nothing there yet. The coleus that I cut is doing great. It has rooted because all those babies, they're stuck in there. They're stuck in the dirt. They're not coming out. And then all the little coleus seeds that I planted are also starting to sprout. They're very tiny and they're very delicate. You have to make sure that they're watered. They have no resistance to not being watered when they're little like that. So I have to make sure I keep on top of that because that was an issue last year. Another thing that really took off was my onions. They're doing amazing. The yellow onion or the white onion, Not the red onion. That one was a little bit slower, but they're all pretty much poking out now. And I'm hoping to thin them out fairly soon, because once they start making those little bulbs, I want, you know, that little tiny seed tray that they're in, I want them to have enough room to get, you know, like, I don't know how big they should really be, but I feel like onion sets that I've seen are about that big when you buy them, so want to give them plenty of room. I don't want 2 onions fighting for the spot, because that was my problem last year. I sowed them so heavily, and then they wound up not doing so great because they were just all bunched up. Something I started that I really shouldn't have, but I wanted to do some experimenting. That's the fun thing about gardening, is you can experiment a lot with stuff, is zinnias. Or zinnias. How do people say it? I think you can say it both ways. I've always said zinnias. Although for a while I switched it to zinnias because I heard other people say zinnias. I like zinnias. So I planted them. They are very fast growers, which is why it's not generally recommended to start them in January. But I've always wanted to have zinnias that were a little more like bush-like, rather than one lanky stem with 1 or 2 flowers. And what I was going to try to do by starting them in January, sorry, voice keeps cutting out here. By starting them in January, my hope is that I can top them a few times to make them a little bit more bushier, to hopefully also encourage more flowers. So we'll see how that does. It may not be successful. They may not be able to hold out for all that long in those little containers, but I mean, I can always transplant them into a larger container, but I just wanted to try, and I have plenty of zinnia seeds that if this does not work, we can certainly try again. I also planted a number of other things that really haven't done too much yet. Like, I planted some milkweed seeds, a bunch of different varieties of milkweed, one of which I saved seeds from outside, from our actual milkweed outside. I would really like to make a nice little section for butterflies, which I would probably put dill in as well, because then I can get, is it dill or is it, I think it's dill, get some swallowtail action going on there. We did have a decent amount of milkweed last year, but a lot of it got taken over by aphids or just didn't do well. And as you saw last summer, I was trying to get butterflies, monarchs, to reach butterflyhood, and I did. I was successful. I probably had 10 to 15 butterflies, which was honestly the coolest thing. They're such friendly little creatures. They climb all over you before they are ready to fly off, and they just are kind of goofy. I really enjoyed that. So maybe this summer I could create a butterfly habitat, because the problem I had was there was a fly that kept infecting the caterpillars. So what I wound up doing was, rather than finding large caterpillars outside, I would find the microscopic ones and raise them from that size, because generally when they're that tiny, they haven't been infected by this fly that just injects, I don't know, larvae or something into them. So yeah, I would like to have a little milkweed section, butterfly weed section. I'm growing a few different types of milkweed. I think that would be really just fun, and I'm one of those people, like, I would stare at it for hours. I'll set up a lawn chair and just look at it and see all the action going on. So yeah, growing some of that, not a whole lot of action on that. I think the butterfly weed is blooming, or not blooming. The butterfly weed is sprouting, but I haven't seen anything else yet. And I'm trying to think what else. Started some other flowers like echinacea, or coneflower, calendula I've seen a few sprouts on. The gomphrena? I don't know if that's how you say it, but they're sprouting. The thing that really took off, this was the first thing that I saw little baby sprouts from, like just a couple of days after I planted them, was celosia. I definitely seeded a little too heavy, and I'm going to have to cut some of them away for them to live, and they're definitely going to have to be transplanted into a larger container. I will have plenty of celosia. Yeah. I didn't think it would do that well, or, you know, grow that early. So that's kind of cool. I love celosia. It's probably up there on one of my favorite flowers. I don't know, they're all kind of goofy looking, and that's kind of my vibe. Got that. Something else kind of interesting I did last summer was I have a bunch of Amaryllis bulbs. They've been in the basement. I've neglected them severely. I love Amaryllis. Again, another one of my favorite types of flowers. I would go to Walmart and Lowe's and all the places that sell them after Christmas to get them on sale. So I went down last summer into the basement to get something, and my little container of Amaryllis bulbs was trying to sprout flowers. I thought, oh, might as well enjoy them. So I brought the ones that I could see the little flower stem poking out of, and I just put them on the deck, and I got to enjoy Amaryllis in the summer. And one of them, because I had them outside, actually got fertilized, I guess, and had a seed pod. And I've had seed pods in the past, but this was my first very successful one. So what I thought I would try was take all those seeds and just plant them and see if we can start developing our own little Amaryllis bulbs. They can take years to bloom, so I don't expect anything successful soon, but I just thought that would be kind of a fun little experiment for me, so I'm doing that. I don't know how long they take to sprout. The only way I've ever grown Amaryllis flowers is from the large bulbs, so yeah. I'm trying to think what else. I am growing. I did do a tray of different herbs, so I did the basils, because again, I kind of thought something similar to the zinnias, where I could cut them back a bit and get a little more bushy of a growth, and hopefully have it a little bit more successful. So we'll see how that works out. I don't know, but I did that as well. So I have all those on the shelves in the room over there. Oh, and I did get the smart plug to work. I just had to reset the stupid plug. I don't know why, but I got it to work, and now it's on a timer, and I'm giving them 12 hours of sunlight. Bruno, are you going to knock my camera over? You've been so good. You've been nice and quiet. He's a good boy. I'm trying to think what else. Oh, I wanted to tell you about winter sowing. This is something I've been doing for the last few years. There's a really great group on Facebook that I'm a part of. Oh, I forgot to tell you about that too. I'll tell you about that in a second. The Facebook group, they made me think of another group I'm a part of that is plant related. Editing Maggie here, because I totally forgot to tell you the other thing I wanted to tell you, and that was that the only other garden purchase I made, I'm proud because I had some restraint with this, is I bought some lily bulbs. I have had lilies for a number of years, and I didn't maintain them like I should have, separating them, dividing them a bit, and like scaling them. So I got some more lily bulbs, and I'm very excited. Stargazer lilies are one of my favorites, and I really wanted to try the white ones, so we're gonna try those this year. I purchased from just the regular big box Home Depot, Lowe's type stores in the past, and they have grown to like 6 feet tall, so hopefully that'll be the same with these in the future. And then the other thing that I got online was dahlias. I really enjoy dahlias. I only have one type right now, and that's Crazy Love. I think that's what they're called. And I had it planted last year, never got flowers from it, but the actual tubers did amazing. So I separated them a bit, and we're gonna try to plant them. Hopefully I got them with eyes, and then I have a few coming in the mail probably in April. So we'll try them again. We'll plant them in the ground. That's where I've had the most success, not in pots. So yeah, okay, back to the video. I have been part of this winter sowing group on Facebook. It's wonderful. And what it is basically you save milk jugs or water jugs, and you plant your seeds out in the middle of winter outside. And the idea is that your seeds that do a lot better with cold stratification, so things like poppies, really you can plant anything in them. You can do all your vegetables, your tomatoes or whatever, do it all. But the ones that need cold stratification, this is really great for because you take a water jug or a milk jug, I use water jugs, and essentially you poke holes in the bottom of it to make sure you have some drainage holes. You cut the bottle in half. I just use a knife. I've got it down to like a whole pattern that I can do, and I can knock out a bunch of them very quickly and safely, don't worry. So I cut it in half, and then I will label all of them. I've got my Sharpie marker. Don't write with a Sharpie, like a regular black Sharpie, because it will fade in the sunlight. That is what I have learned the hard way, and then you don't know what you're growing. And then once you've completed all of that, you put a little soil in the bottom of it, and you will plant your seeds in there. Typically what I do is I do a square. I'll do 1, 2, 3, 4, and then I will duct tape it closed and throw it outside, and the rain will get in through the top. You take the cap off of the bottle, you throw the cap away. Rain will go through the top, or snow will go through the top. Water it. For things that, like the seeds are really hard, like sweet peas, it'll help to break down the hard outer shell of it. So that way, as you know, it starts to get warmer, your plants will begin to sprout in there, and it is a few degrees warmer inside of them. Which is something you have to be kind of careful of, because the weather's been so wonky here, where we will have really good weather for it, like 30 degrees, 40 degrees outside. It's perfect for it because nothing will sprout prematurely. But sometimes you get like a little heat wave in the winter, and if it lasts long enough, your seeds will sprout, and then the temperature will dip back down and it'll kill everything. So that's the hard part. And when that happens, you have to be very diligent about putting blankets over everything. And last year, normally the blankets work. You put the blankets on during a cold freeze, and if your stuff is already sprouted, of course, and it usually saves it. Last year it didn't, because we had such fluctuations in temperature. And on my Facebook group, they keep saying, like, don't put them in a garage, don't bring them inside. And I'm like, they might not make it otherwise. Last year I had to replant a lot. So this year what I'm doing is I'm doing a lot of stuff that specifically say they do better with cold stratification, like poppies. And I'm not going to do stuff like tomatoes. Peppers I have never really had success. They grow, but because it has to be warm for them to start sprouting, they wind up sprouting just so late, and they might be more hardy if you do it the winter sowing way. But they just grow slow, and you won't get peppers until late. Bruno, why are you licking my tripod? You just saw it move. It was him. So, yeah. And something else I'm doing with all of these milk jugs, water jugs, whatever you want to call them, I am doing a lot of extra flowers. I'm mainly doing flowers outside. I'm doing a lot of extra flowers for our barn planters. I occasionally get asked about the barn, so every once in a while I'll just kind of update you, although there aren't really too many updates to give you. And if you're unfamiliar, Zach and I have been working for far too long on our barn to open it up as a wedding venue. We have experienced things that make us realize why people don't do this, and business owners, especially like small business owners, should never have to go through. It's a beautiful barn in the perfect area, although there are a few individuals that don't agree with that. And they have tried to make it basically hell for us. And when this process is over, you better bet we're talking about it. But until that moment, Zach and I kind of just have to just keep our mouths shut and, you know, get it done. We've had so many delays that should not be delays. We have tried to work as best as possible with people, and yeah, we'll be talking about it, just not in this moment. I know that there are people like, are you serious? You're still not open? I'm like, if you only knew how this process has gone. I feel bad, and we have talked to other venue owners, and we are not the only ones to have experienced this. It seems like out of the issues you could have, we've had all of them. All of them. Thankfully, we are nearing the actual end. So, oh my god, it's been a trip. But that's why I know it, like, I don't want to talk about it because we really can't. Until we can. And when we can, you'll be hearing from me. But anyways, the whole thing I was talking about was I'm trying to do a bunch of extra flowers for our barn planters. We have 8 of them. They are normal size whiskey barrels cut in half. So we've got 4 whiskey barrels that we got cut in half, and they're beautiful. We had somebody who did them for us, extremely expensive. And also, that person doesn't do them anymore, at least from what I understand. She was lovely. She did amazing work. I can't do nearly what she did, but I am attempting. And I did okay last summer, mainly because coleus will just take over the planter, and it's just really pretty. But I wanted to do more unique flowers, so that's why I wanted to try poppies in there. It would be a nice early summer, like late spring sort of flower to have in there that aren't the typical tulips, daffodils. It's nice in the summer to have just really pretty planters. I love them. So that's what I'm working on with the winter sowing. That's the update. I kind of went off on a tangent there about the barn, but I know people are curious about it. It's a really neat thing that we're doing. The stories I could tell you guys, well, Zach and I are trying to keep it as positive as possible because people have tried to ruin it for us and we're not going to let them. But I just wish everybody could understand how hard Zach works for it, and also how much grace he's had with me, because it is a very stressful thing. There were stressful things happening revolving around it, and it very much impacted my health, along with, other stuff. But stress does not go well with Crohn's disease. It really doesn't. So he has allowed me to just take a breather and manage my health, and yeah. So anyways, those are the plant updates. That was not really a plant update. I mean, it was, but just a little veering off the road onto a side road. Anyways, guys, I hope that you are feeling great. If you're starting your garden, I am wishing you a lot of luck. It has been so therapeutic. It's my favorite thing to do, and it makes me feel so good. Yeah, so let me know what seeds you're starting, if you're starting any inside, or if you're going to try winter sowing. It's a really cool thing to do. And I'll keep updating you about the garden, because there are a few people that said, yes, I want to know about the garden. And I'm excited to show you my plans for outside when we actually get to plant in the ground. Which will be a while from now since it's January, but yeah. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next. Bye, guys.